What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. So, listen, I want to talk about Chris Colbert versus Hector Garcia. It's not as complicated as people really think. Now, as far as the way Chris Colbert was reacting to, the shots and the fight in general, we don't know. I heard people saying this is not, Chris is not himself. He definitely looked better in the past. I mean, he looked nothing like what I've seen him. The potential. I mean, everything that I've seen with Chris Colbert, I always saw the potential there, and he was shown to be a good fighter. Now, I'm not going to let this one fighter dismiss what I've already seen him do, but I will say this, okay? It's not as complicated as people think. First off, he started out from round one with the wrong strategy. He doesn't hit hard enough to fight that type of style that he tried to fight. Okay, he's going in there trying to walk guys down. He's trying to be on his Julio Cesar Chavez, his Mike Tyson, his Joe Frazier. No, you don't hit hard enough to fight like that. He has hand speed, good foot movement, head movement. He didn't use any of that. He didn't show the ability to adjust in there and say, you know what, let me get back to what baby Chris Colbert. One of the best examples I can use of a fighter fighting the wrong fight and not being able to, he didn't switch up and do what he was known for doing with Sugar Ray versus Duran 1. But in that fight, Sugar Ray was still fighting. He was trying to win. He was going for his shit. He just fought the wrong strategy. Okay? Chris Colbert fought the wrong strategy, and Ray could crack. Chris is not a big puncher. He's a volume puncher. He's flashy. He has flair. What happened was this, okay? When he got cracked in the 7th round and got dropped, he was scared of Hector Garcia's power. And he was no longer trying to win the fight. First of all, he was just in survival mode. And he was just trying to not get knocked out. Yes, he was scared of his power. Regardless to what people, maybe he was hurt, maybe this happened, maybe he was in. I don't want to hear that shit. My thing is, I've always respected Chris Colbert as a fighter. I always saw him as an up-and-coming fighter. I didn't see him as being on the same level as a Shakur Stevens or Oscar Valdez, but I saw him as he's there. He's in that situation, but fight, get some more experience, and because I've seen some things that he does at times, and basically, he gets away with it because of the level of opposition, and plus, he does have talent. But if you look at even the shot that he got dropped with, okay, Hector Garcia is a southpaw, and this dude reaches. Okay, Chris Colbert reaches to throw a slow right to the body, and Hector just counters, bam, drops him. I mean, it's like he threw it in slow motion. That's what fighters do when they're not sure of themselves, especially when you know that you have hand speed. Now, what I don't agree with, one of the commentators and somebody I saw, I forget, they was talking about the fight, and the guy says, Hector Garcia looked really good, and he defeated Chris Colbert, and basically, he should be in line for a title shot. Same guy said Chris Colbert is overrated. So how do you deserve a title shot by beating a guy that was overrated? If Chris Colbert had won the fight, he wasn't in line for a title shot. Chris Colbert would have just been, okay, that's another notch in the belt, another step, closer to going forward. Beating Hector Garcia doesn't warrant a title shot. Now, Hector Garcia came and did what he had to do, but Hector Garcia, slow-handed, slow feet, doesn't have the best reflexes in the world. He just throws hard punches when he does, though, and you can telegraph him. Chris Colbert went in there, fought the wrong fight, and he never mentally recovered to where I can make that adjustment. He didn't show a sharp ring IQ. Like I said, we've always seen flash and flare. He's been exciting to watch fight, and he's always showed heart. That night, no, he was scared of Hector Garcia's power. Not that complicated. Now, moving forward, who does he need to fight next? In my opinion, and I'm not really big on rematches, it just depends on the situation. For Chris Colbert to show that, no, I'm still that guy, I'm up and coming, I'm still on the rise, I'm there, I ain't slipped, he needs to rematch this guy, and he needs to do what he's supposed to do. And if he can do that, then people will, okay, maybe he just had a bad night that night, and then he learned from that shit. But as it stands now, Now, Chris Colbert has to go back to the drawing board. And one thing that I do respect is he didn't make no excuses. Oh man, my shoulder. Oh, I had a bad leg. Oh man, I wasn't 100. No. Oh, I was burned. I couldn't make the weight. No excuses. He said what he had to say, and he just say, man, tonight wasn't my night. He even went on his Instagram and posted the clip of him getting dropped. But I'll be back. So that being said, I'm not going to bury the kid because he lost a fight. Now on the downside, it wasn't even considered a step-up fight. Garcia took this fight on 3 weeks' notice. And then Chris Colbert was like, I don't need to study him. I don't study my opponents. That could have been his downfall as well. He said he don't see Chris as being dangerous. Chris said he doesn't care what he says. I'm going to beat this guy. He's nobody. So basically, it could have just simply been he underestimated him, and then basically Hector was a little tougher and better than what he thought. Hector Garcia is not a special fighter. He's not even an elite fighter. So that just, and then not to mention the building was half empty. So you already don't have a lot of fans, but then on top of that, now you lose to a guy that people don't even rank. They don't even rate him like that. So it doesn't look good for Chris. So this is why I say I think Chris needs to go back and rematch this guy. Whether it happens or not, I don't know. Or at least fight someone that's better than that guy to where it's like, okay, this is a step up and he won. But I think even just for himself, he needs to try to get another fight with Hector Garcia and beat him this time. And beat him convincingly like he's supposed to the first time. Otherwise, it's going to be an uphill battle for him to get to the point where people even trust that people want to see him. And he needs to stay disciplined and fight the fight that's best suited for him to win. And for the person that was like, stop trying to fight like Floyd, what do you mean? He wasn't fighting like Floyd. he was trying to fight like Chavez or Duran. It's like, no, it's not what he was doing. The flash and flare and trying to, okay, well, that's what he should have been doing, what we're used to. Not that trying to walk this guy down and you don't have that kind of power, and he does. So even if you have more talent than the guy, the wrong strategy, the wrong preparation can be your downfall. So anyway, let's see if he bounced back. Salute to him. He went in there and, he did what he did that night, and it definitely wasn't enough. Salute to Hector Garcia because he came to fight. He did what he had to do, and he won. He capitalized. As simple as that. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.